What is up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of FitBizU. I'm your host, Jill Coleman, and today we are going to talk about how to decide which type of lead magnet you are going to create based on your goal and based on a lot of other factors we're getting into today. Wanted to share with you guys a couple of things. I'm going to be doing some episodes upcoming. I just got back from my mastermind that I'm in with Jasmine Star. And if you guys know Jasmine, if you don't know her, she's amazing. She has had actually a lot of changes in her business that I want to share with you guys. But also, it was really cool to be in a room with 27-figure female business owners. And she told us at the event that only 0.7% of businesses that hit $1 million are owned by women. That's crazy to me. $1 million per year. So out of all of the business owners that are doing $1 million plus per year, only 0.7 of them are female owned. And it was really, really cool to be in a room of ambitious, incredible, successful women. And I want to share with you guys, I'll definitely share with you guys some best practices because it was really interesting. But one thing I do want to share with you guys before we get into today's episode is that everyone's the same. And what I mean by that is, everyone in that room, yes, has massive success, and they certainly have different relationships to things like money and time and investment and things like that, which I'll share with you guys in risk. I'll share with you guys in another episode. But what I mean by everyone is the same is everyone in that room is still in their own way struggling with decisions in their business. They're struggling about pricing on new offers. They're struggling with team productivity. They're struggling with their own personal productivity and energy management. They are struggling with maybe cash flow. They are struggling with, what's the next version of the business going to look like? What is, they're struggling with changes in the economy, all the same stuff as you guys. And it's the only difference really is that these people have probably had more experience and they just have more money that they're playing with. When I say play with, I mean they're spending more and they're also making more. So I always say that, there's really not all, I mean, the problems are a little bit different. One of the things that my mentor James says is that like new levels, new devils. When you do get to a different level of business, a lot of the problems that you have in your business are leadership problems, right? They're leadership, they're scaling issues, there may be cash flow issues, there are team management issues. But at the same time, one thing that I thought was really interesting about the group is that there was no one in the entire room that was like, oh yeah, everything's just going great perfectly. Like everything's just, booming and whatever. There was like none of that. It was like, yeah, things have gone well. Here's what's gone well, but also here's what's a challenge. Here's what's a challenge for us right now. Here's something that, here's a big decision we're trying to make, right? So I want to remind you guys that no one has what you don't. The only thing that these entrepreneurs have done is they've probably, again, spent a little bit more time than you have in the trenches and doing more. They also have just different relationships with money and investment and risk and time, which I want to go into in another episode. But what I mean by that is they have probably just taken more risk than you have. They're not any smarter than you. They are not any, I don't know, they're not any more aesthetic than you. They're not any leaner than you, in better shape than you. They're not better coaches than you. They're not less scared than you. And they've just done it more and they've amassed a show of evidence that they can trust themselves. And I think in business, that's so, so important. Anyway, it was a great experience. I'll share with you guys some of my biggest takeaways in an upcoming episode. I need to sort of wrap my head around everything. But I went into the FitBizU Instagram account and I asked you guys for some potential topics for upcoming episodes, and I got a great one from Mac. Shout out to Mac. He said, what are the pros and cons of doing a video course as a lead magnet? Okay, so what are the pros and cons of doing a video course as a lead magnet? Now, of course, I could just answer this question and I'll answer this in a second, but I wanted to take a step back and put this in like a 30,000 foot view for you. What we're really talking about here is not like, what are the benefits of a video course? We're asking how do we know what type of lead magnet to do? And this is a really, really important question because we can kind of break down lead magnets in terms of, when I say lead magnet, y'all, I'm talking about a free experience or some kind of free download, something that is free in exchange for an email address. So what we are not talking about is a paid lead magnet. A couple weeks ago, we did an episode on paid versus free lead magnets. And obviously, when something is paid, it's not necessarily a lead magnet anymore. It's an offer, right? When something is paid, even if it's fucking $7, $9, $20, $27, it's still a actual paid offer. but it is a mid step into a higher ticket offer. Okay. So if you have not listened to the episode, feel free to go back and listen to the differences between a paid lead magnet, running a paid lead magnet or low ticket offer to potentially a high ticket offer versus a free experience or a free lead magnet. So I don't always like to call it a freebie because I do think that that makes it feel low value, because some of the lead magnets we're putting out, some of the free things that we put out are really high value. People could take them and do a lot with them without even having to purchase anything. So, especially the ones that people actually want, they have to be high value now, right? So, I don't know, when I started 15 years ago, I could just put out any free thing and people are like, I want it. They don't even know what they're fucking opting in for. It's like, whatever. That was back when people had less boundaries over their inbox. Now, of course, getting leads is even a little bit tougher. I did an episode maybe a month or two ago, probably like a month ago, on two things that are working on Instagram right now for lead generation. So if you are trying to promote a freebie and you are struggling to do it, there's two strategies that have been working really well for us. And this is actually really timely for us because we are right now promoting our free fitness challenge. So, and we're using those exact same strategies for our own lead magnet promotion. So how to decide which type of lead magnet to create. Now, realize that when we're talking about freebies, there are two types of freebies. There's what we call evergreen, and there's what we call timely. Now, an evergreen lead magnet, the goal with an evergreen lead magnet is simply to acquire the email. It's to get someone's email so that you can start building a relationship with that person via your newsletter. So, for example, I might get on Instagram stories and say, hey, you guys, I have a quickie cheat sheet, and I do have this 20 ways to make $2,000 this week. Comment the word 2K and I will send you the details. And what happens when I send them the details is I say, hey, what's your best email address? We manually add their email. And in exchange for that, they get a download that's like 3 to 4 pages about outlining 20 ways to make $2,000. Just ideas, it's offer ideas. And that's simply for us to then start a conversation. It's to get someone off of social media and get them onto our email list so that we can start building a relationship with them. When I say building a relationship, I mean nurturing them with emails. So when someone opts in, they start getting emails from us right away. And these emails are not sales emails necessarily. Sometimes they can be, but they're emails that get them like warmed up to like who I am, what we do at JillFit, what they can expect here, some of my values. Maybe I send them to other content. I always send them to the podcast, right? I always send them to FitBizU. And so I want to build a deeper relationship. If you think about people who follow you on social media, they're going to be the most tenuous relationships that we have, right? People give you a follow, you give someone a follow, you're kind of like, let me just try this person on. Same thing when they follow you. They're like, they saw something that made them think that there's something in it for them, that there's some value from following you, whether that's, maybe value that you're giving, free content that you're giving, insight that you're giving, strategy that you're giving, whatever. So they go ahead and follow you. Again, this is the most tenuous type of relationship because they can easily just unfollow you. If someone gives you an email address, it's like them saying they want to take the next relationship step. So instead of going on a first date, now maybe we're going steady. They have given me their email address and now they are on my email list. And I email my list at least once a week, always once a week, sometimes more than that, depending on what we have going on. But I always send an email every week, every Friday. If you guys are on my list, you know that I send a Freedom Friday email. And basically, those emails are just stories, anecdotes, insights, tools, insights, whatever about business or fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, personal development, whatever. And so if they don't get anything else from me, they get at least one email per week. And we're starting to build a relationship. Now, of course, they could always unsubscribe if they see something they don't want. Believe me, every time I email, no matter what I email, I always get hundreds of unsubscribes. But that's fine. It's a perfect filtering system. If someone doesn't want to get my emails, I certainly don't want them on my list because why? I'm paying for those leads. And so an evergreen lead magnet gives someone something of value in exchange for an email address. Now, we're talking about an evergreen lead magnet. You want to think really fast, easy consumption. Fast, easy consumption. A video course is not fast or easy, right? It can be a great lead magnet. We'll talk about why here in a second, but it is not fast or easy. So if I'm like, hey, give me your email address and I will give you my 7-day video mini course. They might be thinking, God, that's 7 days worth of watching videos. I don't know if again, none of this happens consciously, right? By the way, none of this happens consciously, but maybe like, that's a lot. I don't know if I'm like ready for like 7 days worth of videos. So, and instead, if you are looking to do an evergreen lead magnet, I recommend one of two things. One can be a PDF download. Super easy. Our cheapest, when I say cheapest, I mean because we use paid traffic, our cheapest leads come from PDF downloads. Our easiest, most successful evergreen lead magnets are downloads. Someone just goes, great, give me the info. Got it. I can go through it at my own time. I don't have to sit down and watch a ton of videos. I don't have to, sit down and read a ton of emails. So, number one would be a PDF download. A second great evergreen lead magnet is a short video, like 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minute mini course, 5 to 10 minute tutorial, 5 to 10 minute training of some kind, masterclass. People want to be able to consume something in one sitting. If I have to keep coming back to it because it's 60 minutes long, if I need to come back to it because it's multiple days, if I need to keep coming back to it because I didn't get through the whole thing, chances are I'm not going to consume it. And so if I don't consume it, then I'm not seeing it as valuable. So that's why if you guys are doing something evergreen where you're just like, cool, I just want to build my email list as fast as possible, then you're going to do a PDF or a very short tutorial. Now, you want to call it a tutorial or a training or a simple masterclass or even a mini course, because that gives the impression that this is fast, easy, and I can implement right away. So again, if it's evergreen, I should be able to consume it in one sitting. I should be able to consume it easily, quickly, and implement it easily. Okay. So that would be the benefit of using something like that, an evergreen lead magnet, to acquire an email and start building that relationship so that at some point when you are starting to sell something, now they're on your list, they have built a relationship with you, you have nurtured this person to the point where they may be qualified to then buy your product. Okay. The second type of lead magnet, of course, is your timely lead magnet. We've talked about this quite a bit on the show. And a timely lead magnet is a free experience that happens right before you pitch a program. So this could be a single workshop. It could be a multi-part workshop, which we do for FBA. We do a 3-part training for FBA. This could be a challenge of some kind. We're actually enrolling for a challenge right now. 5-day challenge, 7-day challenge. Usually don't love to go above 7 days because I feel like people check out. It could be I don't know, like a boot camp type thing, something like that, where there's maybe they get some piece of content every 5 days. Or, I mean, I'm sorry, every day for 5 days. So a video course may fall into this. Now, again, you can do a video course for an evergreen. I just wonder if people are going to get through it. Maybe it has the perception of high value, like, wow, I'm getting all of these videos. I'm getting a whole video course for free. I just tend to think that people won't consume it. But again, it may give you the sense of it being high value. So you could use that as a timely lead. I think a PDF will do better. But an evergreen lead, but a timely lead. The key with a timely lead magnet is they need to have some face time with you. They need to have some face time with you. I need to experience you, right? So this is why for FBA, we do a pretty, what's the word? Like a pretty high friction, I'll use that term, high friction lead magnet, 3-part training. They have to put these 3 trainings on their calendar. They have to show up for 3 separate sessions that are each at least an hour. This is a very high touch lead magnet. Now, because it's high touch, because they have to have they're having a lot of face time with me, not that many people will actually follow through. And that's by design, by the way, because the people who do inevitably follow through will be so fucking qualified for the offer because they spent so much time with me. Okay. So this is by design. But again, if it's evergreen, low effort, low face time. Give me the PDF. Great. Got it. For a timely lead magnet, there needs to be some face time with you. So even if you're going to do like a video course, I would want an email every single day going out with some content. I would want some sort of back and forth where they can respond to my emails, or maybe even some kind of community like a Facebook group where I can go live in there and they can comment and they can ask questions and I can prompt them. So I'm a fan, if you are doing a timely lead magnet, I am a fan of having some kind of touch point or community. Now, I will put an asterisk here because the only one that you don't necessarily need a community for is a single workshop or a single webinar. I do believe, and I've been seeing that single workshops are really only working for lower ticket offers, something less than $500. If an offer is $500 or more, I want there to be more touch points with you. I want it to be a two-part training. I want it to be a challenge of some kind. I want it to be a boot camp of some kind. It can be a 3-day VIP event, whatever you want to call it. I want there to be more time with you. So you have to ask yourself, what is the price point? So first order of business is this an evergreen lead magnet because I'm just looking to build my list? Or is this a timely lead magnet because I'm looking to sell something? Okay. So that's the first delineation. The second is if I'm going to do a timely lead magnet because I am going to sell something on the other end and I'm going to sell it live, like a live launch, card is now open. What is the price point? If the price point is less than 500, I'm okay with you doing a single workshop. But the reason why, if it's over 500, people simply need more time with you. They need to see you more. They need to see you in that authority position more. They need to be able to ask you questions, maybe get customized insight, customized feedback. They need more face time with you. They need to see what it's like to coach with you. And so when we do the FBA launch, we do a 3-part training. It's 3 full days with me or 3 hour-long sessions with me. By the time people get through that, they've spent literally upwards of like 5 to 6 hours with me. And if they go through all those trainings, or even 1 or 2 of those trainings, they get a really good idea of what it would be like to coach with me because they understand the vibe, the energy, they get the insight. And for some people, it's not for them, right? They go, this isn't for me. But the people who inevitably do spend a lot of time and go, yes, I can see myself in this container. I could see myself in this kind of ecosystem. Those are the ones who tend to say yes, and they say yes fairly easily. So ask yourself what the price point is. Now, if you have something that's less than 500 and you want to do a challenge, that's totally fine. We've certainly done that as well. But if you're going to do a video course, so to answer Mac's question, if you're going to do a video course, it can be evergreen, but just again, it's going to be a higher level of commitment. So you may be better off making it into a PDF. Or if you're going to do it as a time lead magnet, there needs to be FaceTime with you. So if there's a video being dropped every day for 5 days, have a community. Have a community where you're able to then talk to them about the content in the video. You're able to reiterate. Maybe there's some homework each day. Maybe there's something for them to do once they watch the videos, because we need to hold them accountable to consuming it. If we are going to sell, the most important thing they can do in the lead magnet is do something, action something, get a win with you for free so that they're much more likely to say yes when you open the cart to a paid offer. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Short episode today, but hopefully that gives you some insight into which type of lead magnet you should do based on the offer, based on the price point, based on what your goal is to go from there. So if you guys have any follow-up questions, feel free to shoot me a message at FitBizU at JillFit. And of course, if there's anything else you would love for me to talk about or riff on or anything that's going on in your business, I would love to hear it. You guys know where to find me. I appreciate your time and attention as usual, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.